Peace, love, and blessings, my friend. I am once again going to attempt to do the impossible on the worst day of my life so far. But just trying to help you make plans. You can have something to do. You may be looking for something to do. Occupy all these empty hours you have never had. There was a time when people in my hometown used to think and always say they just wanted to go to heaven so they can lay around all day. My mother said the same thing, but I'm not one of those kind of people. I don't want to go into any place where there's nothing to do. And for me, gardening is it. I'm going to share with you as briefly as I possibly can some of my simple concepts of gardening on the cheap, but economically on the fly. Here are, of course, those same bulbs I showed you how to plant. These are called hyacinths. I wish there were smell-o-vision, because these are the most divine fragrances out here. I could get into another thing of motion and time and all that stuff, but we don't have time for that this morning. I'm going to share with you my secret techniques, and they are off the wall. They are out of the box. These are crates or shipping cartons that I got from my local store, and they throw them away. I recycle. I do recycle. As I've said before, we blacknecks from Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama, when we slaughter a pig, we don't throw anything away, even its oink. So again, this is going to be a real quickie. I was blessed on my worst day, which was yesterday. I went out shopping. Because I found one final nursery that was open. And I got these what are called cold crops, I believe. I may misspeak several times during the course of this because I'm rushing. My assistant has other things to do, better things to do. But so here we have things like bok choy, collards, Bates collards. We have Brussels sprouts. Oh, we have, see, I told you, I'm in a state of passion right now. These are Bates collards. We got Georgia collards. Over here, again, we have more bok choy. We have mesclun. We have cabbage. We have all kinds of beets are over here. Love those beets. They're red already. Now, if you think for some reason or circumstance that somebody who has lied to you all along is finally telling you the truth about when all of this madness is going to be over, then you deserve what you get. You deserve exactly what you get. But, so I'm saying that, hey, you got nothing else to do except you around on one knee or two in protest. I'm saying, hey, you can do something productive. So I'm going to show you a little of what I'm about to do. You can see I have my materials. I have potting soil. Very important. Use potting mix or potting soil. Sometimes they come with amendments and fertilizers, but again, I'm talking too much because my camera person is very impatient to be done. And you can see how long we've been started. Gardening is not for everybody. I've said before, it's not politically correct to say, but I was bred to plant. I was bred to agriculture. So you can see I have different things. I like the pretty, but I also like the functional, like this hummingbird mix. Again, the pretty dahlias. I've got so many things. I'm not here to shame anybody or to show off. I'm just saying the possibilities are near endless. They are near endless. I've got my preferences, and certainly Oriental lilies are one of my preferences. I'm planting early. This is too cold to plant. Do not do as I do. Do as I say, okay? You'll have to think about that one. But again, my favorites are these large dinner plate dahlias. I love them immensely. They've got their problems. Unfortunately, I bought these several weeks ago, and the rhizomes are starting to come out of the bag. Assistant, please. I just want you to hold the camera and point it. Wait a minute. Let me get my advert in. Am I in there? This is for my Tai Chi expert friend. How many times can I wear this shirt before I have to wash it? All right, that's my last bit of humor. Okay, so as you can see here, these dahlias are starting to grow. They've got these tubers on here. Some are broken, some are shriveled. And you want to take those off. They aren't going to add anything to your plant. Actually, your plant might be trying to send nutrients to them, which is, of course, going to use them up. And you don't want that. So this pot, as you can obviously see, is too small for even the rhizomes or the bulbs. So this is a non-starter for this. But that's okay. I just wanted to expose you to that. More importantly, okay, see, I get very excited, very passionate, and you can't do that. This garden is a place to find peace and calm. I need my cane. Oh, see my shirt again? Hello. That's for the master Tai Chi friend who went to China with me. We sat back, boy. We slept together. We ate together. Not in the same bed now. But I'm here. And again, I was very fortunate. I acted on what I knew, which was that my nursery was open, and I don't even tell you the name. I'm not advertising. I'm just going to tell you the name. Ed's nursery, which was open yesterday, was, and I felt like, and this is the imperative and passion I always have for about everything. I felt I had to get there right then and there before they, you ever see that scene out of Laura Croft where she rolls under a door, or what is it, in Jumanji, or Harrison Ford, and the Temple of Doom or something. I got there at my nursery, Ed's nursery, just as they were waiting for a call to shut down. So, and boy did I buy. And you got to know, so many things are in this brief talk. You got to know when to act. You cannot hesitate. You must move. So, there's so much to do. This has taken me 100 years to learn. And I'm still learning every day. That's the beauty of it. So, again, you will hear me moan and groan several times, because this is, again, my worst day. Now, there are many different ways of planting, and one of those things involves whether you use plants or transplants. Again, I repeat, whether you use plants or transplants. By using transplants, you will have vegetables 2 or 3 weeks earlier than regular gardeners. And so you really get a jump. The crops I have chosen are, again, called cold crops. And these are crops of winter. And so these can survive outside. Let me show you the roots on this. See those beautiful white roots? Those are the feeder roots. Okay, make a real good note of that, because I'm going to show you by comparison other plants that I picked up at my favorite nursery, Ed's Plant World. Bit far for some of you to travel. Now these plants, they're throwing away. These were in the trash. I told you before, I never pay full price for anything. So these were throwing away in the trash. These are many different herbs and stuff. And I just made the bold, but again, look at the difference in the roots on these and those. They were throwing these away because they had been there all winter long. And again, so they're not growing or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that root ball up, okay, to loosen the roots. I don't want to kill the roots. And people, where they think something is dead, it's not really. So if you want to know sort of what's going on, what's killing your plants, you have to go to the root. And here is a snail, which is very happy in the bottom of that pot. I don't want him in there, but neither am I going to kill him. I'll just toss him into my garden so he can have a happier life someplace else. Now, because despite what everybody says, dirt is not cheap. Dirt is definitely not cheap. So I'm going to use it very judiciously. I'm even using soil from last year. But again, you can look there and you can just see there is no new life. All that's going on is mostly up here right now. So, but because soil is so expensive, I'm going to start this year's garden out. Quiet. I'm going to start this year's garden out with double, triple planting or whatever. I'm going to put several of these in the same pot. Okay. These are herbs, and the beauty of herbs is you cut them and they come back again. So you can see the difference on this one. I just lucked up, or maybe it's just my genetic makeup. But you can look at this and see how some of these are old. Oh, but they are still fragrant, would still be good in some scrambled eggs or some greens or something, you know. But hidden among there is also this green. This is fresh growth. So I'm going to do a mass planting of this one. And what's going to happen is I'm reducing my failure rate because something, I told you I'd be moaning and groaning. Something is going to grow. So I pack in, again, this is potting soil, not dirt. This is potting mix. Very important. The other stuff is going to be too heavy to drain your soil and let it go. So now, just that easily, I have planted the trash from my Ed's nursery. Okay? Those things which I have done there, we would also repeat, and my camera person is getting very impatient. I said this would only take 10 minutes, but, oh, take a look at my shirt. I don't look as good as he does. As to you, Master Ken. So again, I'm using transplants a bit early to use seeds. But as I have said before, and I don't mean to be angry, although I am naturally a hangry person nowadays, but it is that if you think for some reason somebody who's lied to you for 3 years is suddenly going to deliver you in April, you're going to starve to death. You hear me? Or you can take these actions while you got nothing else to do, and you sit around and you look at all the commercials that come on and everything else. But again, another little cheapskate tool I have is to always get these little flats which have several plants in each little thing. Several plants in each one. They take more time. But what else have you got right now except time? Because you ain't got money, honey. You might have pain and anguish and everything, but you got nothing else. So again, this is a masculine mix. I try to keep my tags together, but I am never successful. But this is why you have to learn how to tell your plants apart. And all you Christians go around talking about knowing what a mustard seed is like. What is it? If you have the faith of a mustard seed. Most of you don't even know what a mustard seed is. You don't even know what it looks like. You don't know how big it is or how small, certainly in comparison to other things. Now again, here's one of those little things where I have 4 plants that can grow to fruition, full size and everything else. I have to gently pull them apart. I'm not going to explain all of that technique. You can look that up on the web, just as you can ignore everything I'm saying right now. You think somebody's going to deliver food to your house in April? Or, oh my God, probably more like August or whatever. And so I gently plant this. And the way I'm doing this right now will look rough to people who don't know. It even looks rough to me, but they are quite durable if they have not been stressed too much. And yep, got that. Some things get covered up as you're working along, and you just go ahead and put them on down in there. Gently press, because you want to get the air out of the plant. Plants need air, but at the same time, they can suffocate. I'll just leave it at that. Another thing that we're doing here, again, take a look at those roots. Now this is, again, feed of roots. I'm repeating myself. Some people need that. I know, I do too sometimes. But these are the roots, and they're like white hair. Think of them as angel hair, because these might save you come August, September, October. Just think of it as angel's hair, and she's so beautiful and so divine. You just want to separate them as much as you can. You are not going to get all of them. You never do. Sometimes when you're sitting back and you're even pulling these plants apart, you will break them. But when you hear those roots part, as you just did, you know you're successful. Sometimes what I would do is soak these. Well, I actually have already soaked them. That makes it much easier to separate them. And maybe even now, from this moment, you can start seeing the difference in the different mescaline greens. All right. So you've got a mustard green in there. You got a bok choy green in there. Oh, now what I'm also doing at the same time is I'm setting up some kind of pattern or design. Okay? Your plants don't just have to be functional and edible. You can make them attractive, very attractive. I think there's nothing more beautiful than a set of greens planted well together. All right. Well, I think that's it. My video cinematographer's time is up. She doesn't want to be here, but so I haven't done any magic or anything else. I still have all of these other things to plant, and I am certainly going to do that. But, well, let me just show you a dahlia quickly if I can. If I can find a pot. Hey, never make the mistake, young people, of getting old. Die young, die very young. I had a pot here somewhere. Well, here we go. This is the problem in being blind. You can't see. You just can't see. So I'm gonna do this dahlia thing, and because I have holy Mother Mary Jesus, since I have this going. See, here are two is where I might use, because I'm trying to be frugal, I'm trying to use both the soil, the potting soil, and the pot, and still looking to see if this old plant is still alive. There are a few insects, bugs in there, snails, but that's okay. I would normally put this at the bottom. This old soil, I would put this at the bottom. If for no other reason, it adds porosity and bulk, of course. And I don't throw away no soil. Otherwise, I would just simply put it in my compost. But I'm not going into that subject today. So again, we come back here. And this is not the one that I had opened. This is just a pure thrill. This is for those people who only know beauty and they don't get so much in the function. So here, these once again are dahlias, and the growth is here. This is where the stalks come up. Now what you have to do is, they are really quite brittle at this point. So I would spread these out again. I would take off the dead, which I've already done for some of them, and put these firmly but gently in the pot. Now once again, these particular dahlias are such that they get really, really big. And consequently, you really want to spread them out. You'd like to see, that's just the extent of the growth. Looks like a little worm, doesn't it? Something you'd want to kill. But again, since I have to be frugal because I'm not rich. I can't afford to garden really, but I can't afford not to. So I'm going to put, may as well throw these away. Because I'm trying to maximize my growth, my productivity, I'm gonna put 3 in here. That's more than is necessary, but if you got all that money to spend, that's on you. You can go out and put 1 in each pot again. See, I'm not lying or flying. You see this growth coming out of here, right? From the top and the bottom. But I think that will be 1 too many. And matter of fact, boom. I think it's 2 too many. I want more flowers. I'm greedy like that. So again, these are dahlias. So what I'm gonna do now, whoa, learn how to control your passion, folks. Learn how to control it. I'm going to now cover these because I know what I'm doing. I think. I'm just gonna cover them to the top of this. Okay, I'm just gonna cover them right to this point. Again, it is too early to plant. Even in my area, there are different areas. There are different temperate zones everywhere. So you'll have to know your zone. I've got 5 zones around my house. So but I'm not going into all of that. So there, you have it. And since I'm contrary Perry, what I'm also going to do is, thinking out of the box, take some of these very same, Swiss chard that I got still out of that same trash can. And if I can, again, don't be too uptight. Don't go for total perfection. Perfection is overrated, folks, believe me. Things are not always going to work out. Look around you right now. But I am going to embellish this planting of dahlias with these Swiss chard. They are so pretty, and they are so long, lots of nutrition and everything. So I'm gonna mass plant the dahlias with the Swiss chard. Now see, this is what happens when plants are overgrown. And you can see in this little small bunch, there is 1, 2, 3. See that root? This is the way you should live your life, by the way, folks. Most of who you are and what you are ought to be just like an oak tree, below ground. Below ground. But again, my people at the nursery don't have time for this. This is losing money. It's only when they hire a fool like me who would just go out there and voluntarily do it just for the sake of learning. See, again, some of these are alive and some are dead. So I'm just going to put these in here. And I'm going to go and quickly upload this for you so you don't starve to death. I had the ultimate compliment the other day. I just got to say this. Somebody said I was a genius. Of course, they're totally wrong. Another person said I was a prophet. Another called me a master gardener. I don't make any claim, to any of those titles. I am just a determined person. Many will come here in June, July, and August, and they will proclaim I have a green thumb, which is a total lie. I have, my friends, as you can see, a black and blue back. That's how you get results. I hope you got this Tai Chi lesson. Peace, love, and blessings, folks. You can stop it.